This Mentor Meet Camp, not just a great opportunity for the kids to come out here and meet the players, but the players being out here on the field, they're starting to get the itch. They're all ready for training camp. Before the first period was over, the Flyers already found themselves in a 3-goal deficit. Some fans were ready to rid themselves of the mustaches and playoff beards, but not in Philadelphia, not for this Flyers team. In an hour-long ceremony open to the public, former Flyers Bernie Parent and Bobby Clark will be in attendance, as will former Sixer Dr. J. Julius Erving, and they will all be watching as Ed Snyder takes the wrecking ball to the building he once built 43 years ago. If a staple in the Eagles fan community like Sean is going to clap, conventional wisdom tells you that most fans are probably going to follow his lead. Playing his NHL debut on a line with Mike Richards and James Van Riemsdyk makes it clear that the Flyers have a lot of confidence in young Wellwood, and if he continues play like he did in his debut, leading the team in 6 shots, 2 takeaways, he may have an NHL career that rivals his brother Kyle. With the victory tonight, not only has Penn beaten Dartmouth 12 of the last 13 meetings, it's also the 9th consecutive victory against an Ivy League opponent for the reigning champions. It didn't take long for number 5 to get his first dose of brotherly love. The first time Donovan McNabb's name was called as an Eagle, the boos rained down and the soap opera began. With McNabb's first trip to Philadelphia this Sunday since joining the Redskins and his reception in question, we had to find the man who booed him first.
There was a lot of emotion going on, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration that was going on. Technically, we were not booing Donovan McNabb. I know it looked that way because his name was the one that was called, but the way the draft had come out, or the way we had it set up when we went up there, is that basically anybody that was called other than Ricky Williams at that time would have gotten basically the same thing. And then within a few minutes, I was just deluged with cameras and reporters and stuff saying, all right, now, well, you guys got Donovan now. Are you going to boo him still? Are you going to like him? Are you going to back him? And I said, you know what, he's got my backing. I said, you know what, I feel like an idiot now because of what I did. And I said, no matter who they would have taken at that point, I was going to back regardless because he was wearing Eagle green.
But despite the boos, Sean and Donovan quickly made amends. And the quarterback went on to have a career in Philadelphia that the longtime season ticket holder ranks at the cream of the crop.
I'd have to say he is the greatest we've ever had. Statistically, there's no question about it. I mean, he's got the wins. You know, he's got the NFC Championship games that he's got us to and everything. He got us to the Super Bowl, so did Jaws. Neither one of them won it, but, you know, I mean, just stat-wise and everything, and just athletic ability, he had it. I mean, it was there. I mean, this guy was he was a special athlete. He was a great quarterback. You know, I'm not going to say mediocre. I'm not going to say a superstar because he wasn't a superstar either, I don't believe. But he was a great, great quarterback.
So now number 5 enters the visiting locker room in Lincoln Financial Field for the very first time. And the burning question will remain lit until opening kickoff on Sunday. Will he be booed? Or will he be applauded?
I'll give him his props. I'll clap. I'm not gonna give him the applause that I gave Doc when he came back last year because, you know, Doc is not only my favorite Eagle but my favorite athlete of all time. Once kickoff happens, you're the enemy. You're on our turf, and at that point there, from 4 to 7, I mean, you know, whatever happens at that point there. I mean, I want to kick your tail. You know, I don't wish you luck at that point. But you know, when he's introduced, I'm assuming that they will introduce him, just, you know, because it's Donovan and what he brought to the city. I think he'll get a lot of cheers. There'll be some boos in there too, but I think it'll be more overwhelming cheers than boos. If a staple in the Eagles fan community like Sean is going to clap, conventional wisdom tells you that most fans are probably going to follow his lead. But we will have to wait until Sunday to see what the verdict is on the next chapter in Donovan's saga. Reporting from Delaware County, I'm Dave Isaac for Philly.com Sports. What started out as a simple petition days after Harry Kalas passed away on April 13, 2009, has now evolved into much more. The fans were thankful to have Harry Kalas calling their beloved Phillies for 38 years. So when the fans lost their voice, they wanted to honor the longtime broadcaster by enshrining him in bronze, creating a statue for Phillies fans to see when they entered Citizens Bank Park. That's when Vermont-based sculptor and Philadelphia native Larry Nolan got involved.
I've never met Harry Kalas, but like a lot of people, I felt like I knew him. He was the background of our family parties and lawn work and backyard picnics for 40 years, and a great icon, and it was a wonderful opportunity that seemed available.
The project has been fan-funded, and the goal remains to be to raise $80,000 to cover the cost of building the statue. A nonprofit called Dear Harry Incorporated was created to help with the funding efforts. Recently, they made it over the halfway mark, raising $50,000. They got some help in the labor department as well. The project has consumed a year now of Nolan's time, all of which has been donated.
We're hoping that some corporations step up as we get further along, and we think the next big hurdle is to get it in front of the Phillies and have them approve it and accept it. And at that point, we'll push to the finish. But this is our main goal, is to get this thing paid for and at the stadium. And so that's what we're sticking at right now.
Awareness for the project has been built through the wonders of Facebook, where the Harry Kalas Memorial Statue page is liked by more than 31,000 members, despite being created only a year ago.
The first couple of days when we started, it was amazing. You would go back 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, 200 more people were on it. I mean, it just got really big. And we update that page daily. And, Phillies comments, Harry comments, sculpting obviously with the monument and the process. It's an educational site at the same time, and the feedback's been amazing. I'm biased, but the Philadelphia fans are the most passionate and the best in the world.
The most time-consuming process for this is the creation of the statue itself, which is a very long and intricate road.
You start by making a model. Some sculptors start with pencil sketches. I don't. I start with clay sketches. So I do a clay sketch, and then work out the pose and everything. Then I'll do a scale model, which is about 2 feet. And that'll be a detailed model. That model gets scanned and enlarged when it's finished to, in this case, 7.5 feet. And then that's a 7.5 foot clay version of the model. And then I resculpt that from head to toe. And when that's done, that's the final piece. That comes down here to the foundry. This is Lorraine bronze. They make a mold of that. From the mold, you take a wax cast, and the wax is what goes to bronze. That the lost wax is you invest that wax, pour bronze, it incinerates the wax and it's replaced by the bronze. In a nutshell, the final coloring is called the patina. And that's all of it in a nutshell, but it takes about 10 weeks with 6 people a day working full time. So that process is labor intensive.
Only 6 to 8 weeks remain until the statue is officially complete, so when the Phillies open the 2011 season, fans may not be able to hear Harry Kalas, but they might be able to see him. When Larry Nolan and his team meet with the Phillies upon official completion of the monument, the thought is that the Phillies may give the statue of their voice some prominent placement down here at Citizens Bank Park. From the Sports Complex in South Philadelphia, I'm Dave Isaac for Philly.com Sports. Heading down the Broad Street line for sports, both the Flyers and Sixers in action Thursday as they shared a day-night doubleheader down at the Wachovia Center. The Fly guys, they were happy to be home after a season-long 6-game road trip. The Orange and Black returned against the Wild, and Scotty Upshaw takes it all the way in, nearly untouched, and roofs it over Nicholas Backstrom. His 6th goal of the year is the icing on the cake. The Flyers win this one 3-1. As the team congratulates Marty Biron, they also celebrate being 11-0-2 at home in their last 13 games.